today. But we have a bright day, but cloudy at the moment. And look at that, 62. If I'd have known it was that warm, I would have put on a different sweater. Oh well, but I'm going outside. Come here, Maisie. Come here, there's Pearl. There's Maisie. Yeah. We're out on the deck. Good morning. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for my coffee and your whatever. We have a different angle here because Dennis's limes are on the table and I decided not to move them. You can see that we definitely need to mow this backyard. We're going to have to pick up sticks. We didn't pick any sticks yesterday. It was a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day. I spent a lot of time on the deck. But we did put our clothes on the line, and that was good. Except we forgot to bring them in and didn't bring them in until 9 o'clock, and they were damp again. Which we didn't really realize until we went to put them away at bedtime, and they were still damp. So they're all strewn over the guest beds, which luckily I no longer have completely covered with stuff. So but they still smell good. So that's the point, really. It is beautiful out here. I mean, it's completely covered with clouds, but I think those clouds are going to burn off to some degree, I think. But it's warm. Well, the sweater's perfect for on the deck, but if it warms up too much, I might have to change. This is the sweater I knit when I was taking the Amy Herzog class. So this was, you know, how to make a pattern fit, how to measure and all that stuff. So I hope I have that paperwork somewhere because I really do like it. And I like the way it fits. I did knit quite a bit on my sleeves yesterday. Having those sleeves ready to go so I can just sit and knit really makes me more likely to sit and knit. Well, and you know me, when I start to get towards the finish line, I really start to push a little bit. So I'm halfway through my sleeves, I think. Almost. Which means if I were doing them one at a time, I would have a sleeve done. But I don't. The two at the time did start to get to be a bit of an issue yesterday. Ooh, I see the sun coming out. I don't know how I do it. I think it's when I was putting the sweater back in the bag or whatever. Anyway, I got the yarn jumbled in a way that, you know, it was coming between the sleeves, and anyway, it drove me crazy. So at one point I broke the yarn and fixed it and reattached it because I couldn't stand it. And then when I was going to go do that again, because somehow it happened again and it was driving me crazy again, I'm like, girl, you got to stop this. You know, here I have one skein of yarn for 2 sleeves, and how many ends am I going to have? It's crazy. So I broke it and I wound a second ball. So now each sleeve has its own ball of yarn, and I no longer am driving myself crazy. This doesn't happen when you're knitting socks because the socks are not connected. You know, if you were knitting tights, that would be one thing. But the socks, because the socks aren't connected, you don't have that issue. Anyway, I don't know how I managed it, and I couldn't manage to undo it without breaking the yarn or spending a lot of time in my head, in my spatial thing to try to figure out how to do that. So I decided it was easier to just break the yarn. But I've solved that problem now, and that's good because it was annoying. So I made lots of progress on my sleeve. I didn't do much in the way of painting. I did pull the pile of wood out of the picture that I showed you yesterday, and I just sketched that up like a vignette. So it's just the pile of wood, and I did paint the outside of that, and so now today I can work on the pile of wood and see if I can do something with that. Juanita suggested using pen and ink to help with that and some other things, and so, which I think is a good idea, and I might end up doing that. I have been thinking about the big picture as a whole and pretty much decided that I'm gonna completely change what that wood looks like so that it's, you know, easier to paint and more obviously wood if I redo that picture. Juanita also suggested that maybe we have a reference photo or an inspiration picture that we all work on together if we want it, for people who are doing painting or drawing, or, you know, you could incorporate it into a crochet piece or a knit piece or, you know, woven piece, cake decorating, whatever. So I will look for a picture and see if anybody besides me wants to do that. If you paint or draw or would like to be inspired along, give me a clue. I have some beautiful flowers, if you were interested in doing flowers, or should I find a landscape picture? What do you think? I'm not gonna pick anything that's like an animal. I can't do animals. I mean, I did those sheep, but they were from far away, or the cartoony sheep I did. I'm not ready for animals. So if you are interested and have a preference for florals, or you could try a still life. I don't know. Spring. Oh, I could take a picture of the peach tree. It's in bloom. Right? We have a very small, lovely little peach tree that's full of blossoms. I can't wait for my rhododendron to bloom. It's going to be beautiful too. I'm probably going to be painting rhododendron blooms then. But right now, the only thing flowering in our yard is the peach tree. Dennis says he's going to have a lot of blueberries this year, so that'll be fun. And we have blackberries next door. And so that's something to look forward to in the summertime. But meanwhile, if you're interested in this idea of using all of us using the same inspiration picture, let me know. And come embroider it. And let me know if you want, you know, do you have a picture? You know, send me a picture. Here's my email address. If you have a picture that you would like to suggest, flameandfiber@mindspring.com. It should be copyright free so that everybody could use it. And we could all sell our pictures if we wanted to, and it would be okay. Because, you know. Anyway. But I thought that was a good idea. So today is the low energy day, I'm afraid. I am this late because we all had a bad night, and I do not think I will have much energy for anything. I should pick sticks because the backyard needs to be mowed, but we aren't going to mow. I'm quite sure about that. Whether we pick the sticks in the backyard or not, I don't know. The backyard's not too bad. But it's the one that needs to be mowed first, as you can see. I got a couple books out of the library. I may have a reading day today. It's going to be quiet. Dennis is going to go over to his mom's this afternoon. She's having trouble with her computer and her printer, which is not uncommon. And she has done her taxes and wanted to print them, and she was very frustrated last night. So Dennis is going over today, this afternoon, to help her out. So that will be good. We have scheduled our next music night for next Saturday. And it seemed like we had already picked Grieg, right? We had picked Grieg, but I forget what the piece was. Peer Gynt? I think that was it. So anyway, Saturday. And I think Dennis is going to make trout almondine. Yum. His trout almondine is really delicious. And so I think that's what he's going to make, and that'll be fun. I told him I'd go to the fish store for him if he wanted to make that. but I won't do that till Saturday. So that's all the news. It's going to be a low-key day for us today, I'm pretty sure. And it's very possible that the sun could break through. But I spent a lot of time on the deck yesterday. It was beautiful. Beautiful day. Knitting on my sleeves. So we will see what today brings. I hope you are feeling more energetic than I am. I hope you got a better night's sleep than I did. And it's Wednesday. Happy hump day. Yeah. Happy birthday to my niece, Ella. And I will say goodbye. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please. Wear your masks. Jason is getting his first shot today. Allison got her first shot a couple days ago. Christy and Rich are both completely done. So we're all getting there. So that's all good. That's all good. My parents are done. Aura's going to be finished when Dennis and I are finished. So we have 2 weeks. 2 weeks to go for our second shot. So be careful. Wear your mask. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay safe and stay sane.